What if I told you that staying awake for too long could break your mind before it breaks your body? And what actually happens inside the human brain when it's pushed to the edge with zero sleep? In today's video, we re-diving into one of the most terrifying biological what-ifs imaginable. What happens if humans never sleep? Not just missing a night. I'm talking completely removing sleep from the equation. What shuts down first? Your memory? Your sanity? Your heart? And how long can the human body survive before reality itself starts to collapse? Stay with me, because as we unravel the science behind sleep deprivation, you'll see the human brain in a way you've never imagined. Fragile, powerful, and dangerously dependent on the one thing we often sacrifice the most. Sleep isn't just rest. It's a biological maintenance mode engineered by evolution. The moment you stop sleeping, your body begins a countdown, a slow-motion shutdown. To understand how dangerous this is, let's walk through it hour by hour. 0 to 24 hours. The brain fog begins within the first full day awake. Your brain's prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for decision-making and focus, begins to downshift. It's the same cognitive impairment as having a blood alcohol level of 0.1%. You may feel irritable, unfocused, or overly emotional. This is because the amygdala, the emotional center, goes into overdrive, while the rational part of your brain takes a break, even though you haven't. But this is only the beginning. 24 to 48 hours. The body starts to malfunction, your reaction time plummets. Your immune system weakens. Your body can't fight infections the way it normally does. Your blood pressure rises. And then something strange begins to happen. Microsleeps, tiny involuntary blackouts lasting just a few seconds. Your eyes are open, but parts of your brain shut down anyway. This is your biology arguing with you. It's saying, if you won't shut down, we will. 48 to 72 hours. Reality starts to slip, colors seem brighter, shadows stretch longer, sounds echo in unnatural ways. Hallucinations begin. You might hear someone call your name, even if you're alone. You might see movement in the corner of your eye when nothing is there. Your brain, desperate for REM sleep, begins dreaming while you're awake. This marks the moment where sleep deprivation becomes not just a physical failure, but a psychological crisis. 72 to 120 hours. The breakdown by day 4 and 5. The human brain begins misfiring. The neural circuits responsible for memory, coordination, and logical thought completely deteriorate. You forget what you were doing seconds after doing it. You lose track of time. The boundary between imagination and reality dissolves. Some people report seeing entire scenes play out. People, creatures, landscapes, none of which exist outside their mind. Your immune system collapses. Your body's ability to regulate temperature falls apart. Your heart struggles to maintain rhythm. You're awake, but you're barely conscious. And remember, this is from just several days without sleep. Now imagine never sleeping again. So here's the real problem. Sleep isn't optional. Unlike food or water, where the body can adapt for a while, there is no biological workaround for sleep. Your brain physically cannot function without it. But what if someone tried to push the limits permanently? That brings us to one of the rarest and most terrifying medical conditions ever recorded. There is a genetic disorder called fatal familial insomnia. People who inherit it gradually lose their ability to sleep completely. No matter how exhausted they become, their brains simply cannot enter sleep states. Over months, they develop hallucinations, dementia, and eventually total system failure. Every patient diagnosed with it has died within 12 to 18 months. Not because of an injury, not because of exhaustion, but because sleep is the only time the brain can clean itself, repair itself, and reset its internal chemistry. Without sleep, toxins build up, neurons misfire, vital connections break. The brain eats itself from the inside. This real condition gives us a horrifying glimpse of what never sleeping truly means. Here's the truth. If humans never slept, society as we know it would collapse in days. Our ability to think, plan, create, empathize, or even remember who we are would evaporate. Humans survive because the brain survives, and the brain survives through sleep. To never sleep is not just unhealthy. It is the fastest way to lose your identity, your perception of reality, and eventually, your life. Not in a sudden dramatic moment, but through a slow, devastating unraveling of everything that makes you human. Sleep is the silent engine that powers every thought, every emotion, every heartbeat. Take it away, and the body doesn't just weaken. It collapses layer by layer until the mind can no longer recognize the world around it. This is why evolution made sleep non-negotiable, and why even the strongest mind cannot survive without it. Watch the next video to discover the shocking science of what happens when the brain is pushed past its limits.